Hello everybody, hello world, hello Philippines. Welcome to my YT channel. Oh my god. By the way, before starting to the main topic, which is immunology under biology or biochemistry. I think so it's biology, right? Immunology, biochemistry, the combination of biology and chemistry, right? So before going further, our topic of immunology, then I am very happy now because I already filed my income tax outside US territory. Oh my gosh, and it was approved already. Oh my gosh, I don't tell my revenues because oh my gosh, it's very small. Di ko makapalit og kape o gatas or whatever or sudan because of my revenues. Really? Okay. But anyhow, I'll still continue doing live streamings, vloggings, or whatever, so that from time to time my revenues will be increasing. Okay, it doesn't matter at all as long as I'm enjoying the most what I am doing. Okay, as we can remember before in my previous discussion regarding biochemistry, we have the plant biochemistry, the animal biochemistry, the cell biology, the molecular biology, the enzymology, and the metabolism, right? The metabolism, which categorizes as catabolism and anabolism, like that, and the immunology. Now we are studying, yes, of course I'm studying this, and we are talking now of immunology. So this is refers to the study of our immune system. Okay, like that. So what is really our immune system is, okay, anybody, our immune system is a disease mechanism defense. Okay, it is the defense of our diseases that will come into our body. Okay, so meaning to say disease defense mechanism. Okay, its main function is to fight pathogens. Okay, so what are those pathogens? So when we mean about pathogens, those are foreign and infectious, okay, microbes that can cause sickness and diseases, or in short, disease causing microbes. Okay, so that's it, our immune system will fight that pathogens. Okay, so if we speak about pathogens, it is in the surface material of that pathogens there is what we call an antigen. Okay, but before discussing about antigen, we need to know that this immune system, our body scans all the foreign materials, and then after that, if it found or detect some foreign materials, okay, or foreign bodies, foreign substances, or infectious diseases, then that's the time our white blood cells will respond by producing an antibodies. Okay, so these antibodies will really fight or will really recognizes and destroy these pathogens that contains the antigens on its surface, right? So when we mean of antigen, that is specifically virus and bacteria. Again, when we mean about antigen, those are bacteria and viruses. Okay, so as a whole, that is really pathogens. Okay, so I will try to draw that one so that we can understand simpler, like this. My gosh. Wait for a while. So if this is the pathogen, okay, the pathogen, the disease causing microbes, okay, or this is really the foreign materials or infectious microbes that can cause disease and sickness. Okay, So like that, this pathogen, for example, this is pathogen. So let's draw this like a caricature like this. Okay, we have the pathogen. Okay, the disease causing microbes. Okay, or a foreign material or infectious microbes that can cause diseases and sickness. Okay, so on this surface from here to here, there is what we call the antigen. Okay, antigen with several specific shape also, for example, like this. So this antigen, okay, is composed of a specific shapes of any kind in the surface of a pathogen. So this is antigen. So these antigens are the viruses and bacteria of any specific shapes like this. A lot of shapes. Okay? So this is a pathogen. So when we mean of antigen, really, it is a surface material part of a pathogen, okay? Like that, with specific shapes. And these shapes are very important in order the antibodies also shape will react and clip together. Antibodies, okay? How can we pronounce that one? Antibodies or antibodies? Because antigen is not antigen, okay? Then we speak of antibodies, right? Never mind, what is the correct pronunciation? Antibodies or antibodies? So it's up to you guys, but I'll just use antibodies for antibodies and then antigen, okay? The antibodies will react to the antigens here, like that specifica. Okay, now before going to the reaction between the antibodies and the antigen, let's first do the K-term sampler discussion. Okay, like that. Okay, an antigen is really a foreign material that triggers the immune response. Okay, our immune system will respond if this antigen as a foreign material will be detected. Okay, and if it appears to our immune system, and it will respond. That's why an antigen is a surface material of a pathogen, okay, that triggers an immune response. So automatically, okay, like that. So our immune response will be, it could be an adaptive immunity, or the what we call as the specific defense mechanism, specific disease defense mechanism, and then we have also the innate, okay, the innate immunity, which is a non-specific disease defense mechanism. Again, so those immune response, or shall we say, our immune system categorizes of two: the innate, okay, responses, or the innate, okay, non-specific disease defense mechanism, or what we call an innate immunity, and the other one is the adaptive immunity, or the adaptive immune response, which is known also as the specific, okay, defense, the disease defense mechanism, okay, like that. Okay, so that's an antigen. So basically antigen are viruses and bacteria. Okay, now what is the function of an immune system? Okay, the function of our immune system is to fight these pathogens, of course, and to scan foreign materials in our body so that it will be detected, okay, and it triggers the attack of the white blood cells that would respond by producing the antibodies to fight with these antigens in which presence in the pathogens, okay? So like that. So let me draw that one. Okay, we have here the pathogens. So we should at least have an adequate level of white blood cells in order we can produce an enough and adequate level also of antibodies, because the the one who will produce the antibodies are the white blood cells. And these antibodies are in Y-shaped form. Okay, like that. So we have the antibodies here. So Y-shaped protein bind with those white blood cells. So when we mean a Y-shaped protein or specialized protein, that means antibodies, of course. So antibodies. Wait for the drawing. Okay. Okay. Wait for a while. So we have this one. Okay, we have the antibodies here. These are the Y-shaped protein. Okay, and this is the pathogen, and these are the antigen in the surface material of the pathogen. This antigen, okay, will contain an epitope, and these antibodies will contain a paratope of this Y-shaped protein. The paratope of this Y-shaped protein will react to the specific epitope. Okay, what do you mean by epitope? So this epitope is a foreign material. Okay, of course it's a foreign material that capable of an immune response. Okay, this is an antigen material, right? Okay, here. So this epitope, the epitope will react to the paratope, and then the specific shape of Y will react to this, then the other one will react to this, the other one will react to this, and the other one will react to this, like this. So Y-shaped specific protein, it will not clip together the antigen with this Y-shaped protein if the shape is not equal. Okay, meaning specific antibodies will clip and react to the specific antigen with its equivalent shape here. This is only an example. Okay, so it will goes here, and this Y here have a paratope. Okay, this is an antigen binding site. Part of this antibody recognizes, okay, and after recognizes, it will destroy the antigen. Okay, like that. So if this is the antibodies of Y-shaped protein and contains this, and a paratope will react to the epitope here, because paratope is a antigen binding site and it will clip together. Okay, something like that. Recognizes and destroy this antigen, and this antigen viruses and bacteria will die because of these antibodies. Okay, antigen, which are viruses and bacteria, will die. First, antibodies will recognize. Second, okay, this paratope of this Y-shaped protein and the epitope of this pathogen will react together, and after that one, it will destroy this antigen and viruses. Okay, because of these antibodies. Okay, like that. So during vaccination, the vaccine triggers the white blood cells to produce the specific antibodies. Okay, the specific antibodies, so that these antibodies will really recognize and destroy these antigen properties of these viruses and this bacteria. Okay, so that our body will become immune to the specific pathogen. Okay, that's the purpose of vaccine. Triggers the white blood cells. Okay, and these white blood cells will respond. Okay, after vaccination, the white blood cells will trigger to produce an antibody, specific antibodies to the specific antigen. Okay, so that our body will become immune to that specific pathogen. Meaning, if it is the specific pathogen A, will only fight the specific antigen also. Specific antibodies and specific antigen will react together. Okay? That's why during mutation of, the mutation of the virus is what we call as a virus strain. a lot, right? For example, the virus that cause common colds is not the same as the virus that will cause the check-in fax or the virus that will cause the flu. Okay, like it's not the same. So during during mutation, okay, this virus will mutate frequently and it will produce different antigens, okay, of any forms in order for the specific antibodies will fight into it. So the more it will have a different antigens of its so many virus strains, okay, so it has different fighting capability. Okay, now if your vaccine only is designed for that specific pathogen to detect with, okay, now if those virus will undergo mutation of another variants, then it will not really recognize and destroy those other viruses in another variant. Okay, like that. So specific antibodies with its specific antigen or specific viruses and bacteria to be recognized and killed with. Okay, like that. That's why it's not an assurance that you undergo vaccination, you will no longer be adaptive, or you will no longer receive that viruses, because as I said earlier, viruses have so many strains and it undergo the process of mutation. Mutate frequently that it will produce a series of strains or mutation, then it will produce a different antigens. Different antigens will also have a different antibodies to fight with. So the more the antigens changes, the more also several specific antibodies to kill with equivalent. Okay, so the purpose of the vaccine is to triggers our white blood cells to produce antibodies so that we are immune, so that our body will become immune to the specific pathogens. Specific pathogens meaning microbes, disease and foreign materials, microbes. Okay, again, pathogens are those infectious and foreign microbes causing disease and sickness. The sickness could either be an acute sickness or diseases or a chronic disease. Okay, it depends on the situation. Chronic diseases are those cancers, like that, but acute diseases are those sickness only, fever only, or any diseases that can be held or that can be treated immediately, something like that. Okay, so those are acute diseases and sickness, and we have also chronic diseases and illness. So it's always the antigen and antibodies relationship for that. So this is all about immunology. Okay, so meaning to say there are two types of immune system: the adaptive immune system and the innate immune system. The innate immune system meaning to say it will act immediately, okay, within an hours after the appearance of the microbes in our body. So immediately, so that is innate, okay, immunity. So our adaptive immunity, which are specifically the B cells and the T cells immune cells, okay, so this will really recognize, okay, and destroy the invading pathogens individually. Okay, and this adaptive immunity will remember the pathogens, okay, that fights, okay, acquiring the specific pathogen, okay, long-term protection. Okay, so this triggers the stronger attack, okay, of these antibodies to the antigen each time it will encounter the pathogens. Okay, the pathogens are the disease-causing substances or disease-causing microbes, right? So that's why the immunity is there. Okay, now if the pathogens are already different, then it will never be recognized at all, and it will never be killed. Okay, so specific antibodies to specific antigens. Okay, like that. So that's the main purpose of our immune system. Okay, the more we can strengthen our immune system is to undergo exercises, okay, intake of nutrients and vitamins, okay, and the more we have an adequate level of the white blood cells, okay, something like that. Because if the white blood cells increases, the levels also of antibodies will increase, okay, because they are directly proportional with each other, because the white blood cells will bind to the Y-shaped protein known as the antibodies. That's why it means literally that these white blood cells will take the response of killing those antigens or pathogens, okay, like that, okay, so very clear, okay, so that's why, and we need to protect our immune system, okay. So these antibodies and white blood cells are ready to fight infectious diseases caused by this foreign material and infectious microbes, okay, like this. These are the purpose of the white blood cells and antibodies, meaning to say there's no antibodies if there's no white blood cells. We need to develop first our white blood cells, okay, something like that. And we need to have regular exercise, work out, and choose the right kind of food with appropriate vitamins intake, nutritious food, okay, especially green leafy vegetables, citrus fruits, like that, vitamin A, B, C, D, all of the vitamins, okay? Because the more we have vitamins and nutrients, the more we can increase the level of our white blood cells. Okay, our white blood cells contains mainly of leukocytes. Then there are lots of killer cells for that, meaning they will kill the cells that will produce infections to our body. Okay, the neutrophils, the phagocytes, the lymphocytes. Okay, these phagocytes will really kill, the lymphocytes will catch, and then after catching, it will be killed. Those, those microbes that can cause diseases. Okay, like that. So, very clear. So, white blood cells. When you mean of white blood cells, that is leukocyte, composed of neutrophils, lymphocytes, phagocytes, like that. Okay, a lot. So you can refer to that in your biology also, if then research, so that we can further understand clearly what I am talking to. Okay, that's it. This is all about immunology. Okay, any questions so far? I hope you can understand. Okay, like that, the antibodies, the antigen, like that, the epitope, the paratope. My gosh. Okay. So the definitions already, and the virus strains and the mutation. Mutation meaning only the series of strains of the virus to occur. For example, influenza H1N1, influenza H2N12, influenza H5N8, something like that. There's a lot of strain, meaning variants of those variants, and those variants have specific antibodies to kill the with. Okay, so for example, the antibody of this particular variant will not recognize the other one because we mean specific. This is specific Y-shaped to react with this here in this antigen also, which contains the epitope. Y-shape contains the paratope, antigen contains the epitope. Epitope and paratope will, okay, react with each other. So, and it will be locked. After locking that one, it will be caged, and after open, this antigen will die, something like that. And it will be expelled to our body. So the lock and key principle of these antibodies and the antigen, okay? So antibodies recognizes the antigen, which is the viruses and bacteria, recognizes, and then it will be locked and it will be keyed, okay? And after all these viruses and bacteria are being trapped and killed after recognizing, and then it will go out from our body, something like it will be expelled from our system. The lock and key principle between the antibodies and the antigen. Okay, something like that. Okay, so meaning to say this specific shape will react to the specific shape. Okay, so it's very clear. I don't have to explain further. Thank you so much. If you think you gained a little bit knowledge regarding immunology, okay, then research by your own in the website or any biology textbooks or any topic of immunology, because I am not really a biologist that can explain clearly this topic. Okay, this is only a sharing of an idea and information. Okay, basic information, basic idea. Thank you so much. I hope you like a little bit with this video. If you are not subscribing at my channel, then subscribe and then click the notification bell from some newest updates of I am Singer Eternal Voice. Bye bye, God bless everybody.